So, hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the book, The Autobiography of a Yogi, written by Paramahamsa Yogananda Ji. So, before I talk about the book, I want to talk about how I came across this book. I went to a meditation retreat called Seth Wisdom, and then I found that there is a bookstall and there are selling books at the time. So somehow I ended up buying this book. And after that, I joined in January, I joined in a spiritual voyage book club, and everyone started entering the book titles that they are going to read at the time. As this is the only book I have handy at the time, I have chosen this book and entered this book title as the book I'm going to read. So I started reading this book in that way, reading every day few pages. Most of the days, I got that energy and that I don't know what to say. I got that energy and that motivation to read this book, and I completed the book. So this is a very profound book, and this has to be read with a very open-mindedness to understand the concepts and the essence of the concepts. And so please make sure you are reading this book. So just think that there are so many things beyond our consciousness and beyond our understanding, and and you can read the book. The language used in this book is pretty a high standard, pretty tough. But what I found is there are so many vocabulary words that I didn't understand, but I am able to understand the overall essence of the stories and of the messages and the lessons that Yogananda ji has covered in this book. So I didn't go through each and every word that I didn't understand, but I'm able to easily understand the essence of the stories and the information given in this book. So without any further delay, I want to talk about this book. So I will talk what stories are covered in this book, some lessons, and I will give a glimpse of all the chapters in this book. I will be giving in a very surface level. I will not be going in depth. The book starts with Yogananda ji's childhood. Both Yogananda ji is born in Calcutta. Both of his parents were disciples of Lahiri Mahasaya ji. So when he was born, they took him to Lahiri Mahasaya, and Lahiri Mahasaya ji gave a prediction that this boy is going to become a great yogi, and he is going to have an amazing spiritual journey. From childhood, Yogananda ji has so many visions about yogis and meditation and so many other different things. He has so many spiritual things going on, and he is always interested in spiritual path. He wants to find his true self. He wants to find his real guru. He always had the urge that he has some purpose, and he's here to fulfill that purpose, and he wants to find that purpose from his childhood. Because of his visions, he tried numerous times to elope to Himalayas so that he can find his higher self. But in spite of his efforts, he is always caught by his older brother or by his family members and brought back to home. So, because his family members know about him, his father made him. His father took a promise from him asking that he shouldn't leave the house. At least he completes his high school studies. So, and also his father arranged a guru as a Sanskrit teacher to get to know so that he can guide him in his spiritual path. In parallel to doing his studies, and also with his and he is not content with his teacher who is coming to home, he visited so many other saints in his hometown. The first few chapters are about the saints he visited in his town, or the saints who has visited his town for some purpose, or for some purpose. And then he completed his high school studies, and he took his father's permission and left to Benares to stay in a hermitage with another guru. And in Benares, he went to a market and he found his real ultimate guru, Sri Yukteshwar G. Sri Yukteshwar Ji, the moment he met his guru, they both are in speechless and speechless, and they both are so connected as if they have been there together for many years. They instantly know that they know each other. They didn't feel like strangers. They are immersed in a bliss joy. So that's how they came in contact, and Yogananda ji became disciple of Sri Yukteshwar Ji. In this book also covers stories about gurus. It's very confusing. The lineage of gurus is also covered. The lineage of gurus is Yogananda ji is guru is Sri Yukteshwar Ji. Yukteshwar Ji's guru is Lahiri Mahasaya. Lahiri Mahasaya's guru is Babaji, Paramavatara Babaji. So all these gurus chapters are also included in this book. There will be like a few pages for each guru, but they are mentioned in this book. So once Yogananda ji became disciple of Sri Yukteshwar Ji, the guru initiated him to Kriya Yoga, and as the Sri Yukteshwar Ji advised him to continue his further studies, so he joined in the college. He rarely used to attend the college, and most of the time he spent his time in the hermitage of Sri Yukteshwar Ji. For years, he took training from Sri Yukteshwar Ji. They did so many hours of meditation every day, and the hermitage is along the banks of river Ganges. So they used to walk every day during sunrise and sunset with all the disciples, and Sri Yukteshwar Ji used to give so many discourses and lectures on spirituality during that time. Yukteshwar Ji also gave him some responsibilities as a hermitage supervisor, so that he can, the responsibilities include like greeting the guests, taking care of them, providing meals to each and every guest before they leave. There are so many things like that as a supervisor, and Yogananda Ji also took those responsibilities. So after this years of training, he and his graduation is done. Yogananda Ji became a monk with his guru's permission. Each and every moment he spent with his guru, he felt the divine presence in his guru. So he is really connected to his guru all the time, and he is also very honest and very attached to his guru. And at the same time, Sri Yukteshwar Ji also considered him like a son, and he nurtured him in all ways. After Yogananda Ji became a monk, he started his yoga school in Ranji. This is not a regular school that just teaches academics. It is a kind of school that implements Gurukul kind of teaching, where the students practice a lot of meditation hours, and they spend a lot of time in nature, and also they will do Yoganda exercises. Yoganda exercises are about energizing their muscles, and it's a different kind of exercise, and all these are implemented in the school in parallel to teaching them the academic subjects. And Rabindranath Tagore also visited his he visited the school of Ranji, and they both discussed about the educational system and how what his system adapted, and what are his important things to be included in the system. So after that, Yogananda ji was invited as a delegate and to give a speech in the American Congress, and he sailed to the West with his guru's permission. In the United States, he gave so many lectures and courses all over the United States, and he stayed in the United States for 15 years. After 15 years, he got a vision from his guru, asking, feeling that his guru is calling him back to India. So he sailed back to India and he met his guru. He also, after he spent a few months in India, and at that time he visited so many other great people like Mahatma Gandhi and other so many saints in the return back to his West. So that is what this book covers. This book covers all the chapters in this book are about before he finds his guru, and after he finds his guru and go to West, he will again meet so many great people. And he also included that the visits and the stories of the great people in this book. And now I want to tell my favorite chapter in this book is it is the 11th chapter. It is about two penniless boys in Brindavan. So in this chapter, what happened is his older brother Ananta, Yogananda ji's older brother Ananta, made a challenge to him, saying that if you go to Benares from this city, from Kasi to Benares without any penny, you shouldn't carry any penny, and these are his conditions. You must not take a single rupee. You must not beg either for food or money. You must not reveal your predicament to anyone. You must not go without your meals, and you must not be stranded in Brindavan. If you return to my bungalow here before 12 o'clock tonight without having broken any rule of the test, I shall be the most astonished man in Agra. So this is the challenge he kept to his brother. And without any hesitation, Yogananda ji accepted the challenge, and he was accompanied by his friend Jitendra. So both of them have to go following these conditions. His brother also said that if by chance or grace you pass successfully through the Brindavan challenge, I shall ask you to initiate me as your disciple. So what his brother is saying is he will become a disciple of Yogananda ji if he wins this challenge. So that is what the deal he made with Yogananda ji. And this chapter is like so funny and so connected. It's like a movie going through, because sometimes we'll think that ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్ బై కోఇన్సిడెన్స్, అనుకోలేదు కానీ జరిగిపోయింది అనుకుంటాం కదా. ఇల్లు కొన్నాను, మేము అసలు అనుకోలేదు కానీ కొనేసాము, లేకపోతే అక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలి అనుకోలేదు అయిపోయింది అంటాం కదా. అలాగా ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ the universe will help him from the moment he started the bus ticket or the meals or anything for auto, for anything. The universe comes and gives him with, and he doesn't ask anyone about anything. So this is really interesting, and you can also read this chapter to your kids if you are interested. This is one of my favorite stories, and it doesn't have any connections with the other chapters. This story is totally in an individual chapter. And what did I learn from this book? There are so many spiritual concepts in this book, and the first and I will tell like 2-3 concepts. One of them is the power of love. So what happened is Yogananda ji, after returning in the West, means in the United States only, he met a scientist called Burbank. Luther Burbank is a plant scientist. He discovered so many new plants. So what happened is he conducted so many experiments to make spineless cacti. Is it not amazing? Cacti. Cactus tree we will see with spines. So he wants to conduct experiments to spineless cacti. So what he did is, these are the words of Luther Burbank. I'm reading directly from the book. I often talk to the plants to create a vibration of love. You have nothing to fear, I would tell them. You don't need your defensive thorns. I will protect you. Gradually, the useful plant of the desert emerged in a thornless variety. How amazing it is, right? It is born without thorns, and he just because of his words, with his loving words, he may say it like thousands of times, or I don't know, but it happened irrespective of that. So the plant understood his loving words and it emerged. So the we always think that negative words have influence, but positive words and loving words also have influence in the same way, but we don't use it that often. So that is what I learned from this story: the power of love, the power of positive thoughts, the power of constructive thoughts. Always will get trapped into negative thoughts and negative words, but as a human it is really hard to control the thoughts, or to control the negative thoughts, but we can substitute them, we can replace them with positive thoughts and constructive thoughts. That's what I learned from this book. I'm not a yogi, I'm not a monk, I have so many things, I have so many desires, but the way we use our words and thoughts will definitely make a difference in ourselves and to the people surrounded by us. This is one of the things I learned. And the second thing is the detachment. When Yogananda ji became a disciple of Sri Yukteshwar Ji, what happened is, again, Sri Yogananda ji want to go to Himalayas, and without his guru's permission, he left the ashram. So then again, he realized that is not his correct step, and he came back to his guru. At that time, Sri Yogananda ji is very scared, and he thought that his guru will be very upset. So he asks his guru, he asks that, Master, I have disappointed you by my abrupt departure from my duties here. And the duties are really, really important at the time, because they are hosting a big event at the time. Yogananda ji left the hermitage. It's a big event, and he took so many responsibilities at the time. It's not like a regular day at that time. But what happened? Let's see. I thought you might be angry with me. That's what Yogananda ji said. Then these are Sri Yukteshwar Ji's words. No, of course not. Wrath springs only from thwarted desires. I do not expect anything from others, so their actions cannot be in opposition to wishes of mine. I would not use you for my own ends. I am happy only in your true happiness. How wonderful it is. That's what makes them gurus. That's what makes them makes the divine lie in them. That's what I feel like. For any person to see the divine blessings, that is how they should live, to get the divine's grace. That is what detachment is. Detachment doesn't mean not caring for others. Detachment means caring for others without expecting anything in return. Because if we expect anything in return, and if they're not doing the way we have expected, that again leads us to pain and miseries and sorrows. So that's what I learned from this story. Most of the times this happens with our kids and closed ones. And I am trying to be very careful in with that. I want to give my love without any expectations or without any written expectations from them. And this is needed for each and every relationship and with each and every person we meet. The These are the things that I want. There are several things in this book, and this is a book that should be cherished by each and everyone. This is not something that can be expressed in words. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.